Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. If you appreciate real stories, hidden value, and knowledge that most people overlook, subscribing now ensures you never miss what could change the way you see everyday objects forever. Most people believe that only old, dusty coins locked away in museums can be valuable. They assume anything made in recent decades must be ordinary, common, and worthless beyond its face value. That belief has caused millions of people around the world to unknowingly spend fortunes without realizing it. Today, we are going to talk about a coin that many have held, many have ignored, and almost everyone has underestimated. A coin from Malaysia, a 50-cent piece dated 2014. At first glance, it looks modern, simple, and ordinary. But history has taught us something very important. The most dangerous treasures are the ones that hide in plain sight. For generations, men have carried coins in their pockets without thinking twice. Coins were tools of daily life, used to buy food, pay fares, and settle small debts. But for those who lived long enough to see markets rise and fall, currencies change, and governments rewrite history, coins are no longer just money. They are witnesses. Silent witnesses to political decisions, economic shifts, and manufacturing choices that can turn an everyday object into a legend. The Malaysian 50-cent coin of 2014 belongs to a very unique era. Malaysia was undergoing quiet economic transformation, modernizing its minting techniques while still preserving national identity. This coin was produced during a period when circulation coins were being optimized for efficiency rather than artistry. That alone tells us something important. When efficiency becomes the priority, mistakes, variations, and overlooked details become more likely. The 50-cent coin is made of copper nickel, giving it durability and a clean, silver-like appearance. On one side, you will find Malaysia's national symbols, designed to represent unity, stability, and growth. The other side carries the denomination, cleanly struck and easily readable. To the untrained eye, every 2014 50-cent coin looks the same. But collectors know a dangerous truth. No two mass-produced items are ever truly identical. Men who have lived through decades understand this better than anyone. You have seen how small differences create massive outcomes. A slight delay in business, a small error in paperwork, a single missed detail. In coins, those tiny differences can mean the difference between 50 cents and generational wealth. What makes the 2014 Malaysia 50-cent coin particularly interesting is not what most people see, but what most people miss. Minting during this period involved high-speed production, and when speed increases, quality control often becomes statistical rather than absolute. That means errors are allowed as long as they fall within acceptable margins. Some of those acceptable margins later become priceless. Collectors pay close attention to metal composition inconsistencies, alignment issues, die fatigue, and strike pressure variations. Some 2014 50-cent coins were struck with slightly off-center dies. Others show unusual thickness, weight differences, or microscopic doubling that can only be detected under magnification. These are not damages caused by circulation. These are birthmarks from the moment the coin was created. Another factor that adds intrigue is circulation behavior. Many 2014 coins were quickly removed from circulation due to changes in usage patterns. Cashless payments increased, coins sat unused, and fewer people bothered to examine what they carried. That reduced natural wear on certain batches, leaving some coins in near-mint condition without ever being intentionally preserved. Condition is everything in numismatics, and untouched coins from circulation are often more desirable than those stored improperly. Men aged 55 and above often remember a time when money had weight and presence. You felt value in your hand. Today, value has become digital, invisible, and abstract. That shift has pushed serious collectors back toward physical assets. Coins are no longer nostalgia pieces. They are hedges against uncertainty. The Malaysian 50-cent coin represents a nation balancing tradition and modernization. That dual identity gives it cultural significance beyond its face value. Coins tied to transitional periods often gain attention years later when historians and collectors look back and recognize their importance. The year 2014 may not feel historic now, but history rarely announces itself in real time. There is also an emotional element to coins that appeals strongly to mature collectors. Coins do not shout. They do not demand attention. They wait patiently. Men who have spent a lifetime building, losing, rebuilding, and adapting understand patience. That shared philosophy creates a natural bond between collector and coin. Some people ask how a modern coin could ever be valuable. The answer is simple. Value is not determined by age alone. It is determined by rarity, condition, demand, and story. The story of the 2014 Malaysia 50 Sun coin is still being written, and those who recognize its potential early often benefit the most. Over time, collectors began noticing unusual examples appearing in private collections. Coins with exceptional strikes, coins with rare production traits, coins that did not match standard reference images. Quiet conversations started. Private trades happened. Prices climbed slowly, then suddenly. This is how every major coin story begins. Not with headlines, but with whispers. There is also psychological value in owning something most people overlook. Men who have lived long enough know the satisfaction of understanding what others dismiss. It is not about showing off. It is about knowing. About recognizing value before it becomes obvious. The 50 Sun coin may have passed through thousands of hands. It may have been used to buy coffee, pay tolls, or sit forgotten in a drawer. And yet, in certain forms, it has transcended its original purpose. That transformation is what makes numismatics more than a hobby. It is a study of human behavior, economics, and time. Now consider this. How many people have one of these coins right now without knowing it? How many were spent casually, lost forever? How many remain hidden, waiting for someone with experience and curiosity to look closer? The answer is unknowable. And that uncertainty is exactly what fuels collector demand. Men in their later years often think about legacy. What remains? What stories survive? Coins are among the few objects that outlive generations unchanged. A coin does not age the way people do. It waits. That permanence gives it power. As markets fluctuate and paper wealth becomes increasingly unstable, tangible collectibles have gained renewed respect. Coins do not rely on promises. They exist. They can be held, examined, passed down. The Malaysian 50 Sun coin, especially from specific 2014 batches, has quietly entered this category of interest. Collectors do not rush. They observe. They compare. They verify. And when they act decisively. That is why prices in private sales often shock the public later. By the time something becomes widely known, the opportunity has already passed. Now we arrive at the part most people wait for. The value. The number. The reason this coin has captured attention. Most standard 2014 Malaysia 50 Sun coins remain worth their face value. That must be said clearly. But certain rare examples, produced under unique circumstances, preserved in exceptional condition, and verified by expert collectors, have entered a completely different category that in close collector circles. Stories circulate of a specific 2014 Malaysia 50 Sun coin variant that achieved a valuation reaching $1 million. Not because it was gold, not because it was ancient, but because it represented a perfect storm of rarity, condition, error, and demand. One coin, one moment in production history, one opportunity recognized by very few. And that is the lesson. Value is not always loud. Sometimes it sits quietly in your palm, waiting for someone experienced enough to recognize it. If this story made you think differently about the coins you've ignored for years, subscribe to this channel. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the greatest value.